The stars came to play in Coach Prime's debut as the head coach of Colorado. Travis, Shedeur, Dylan Edwards. Them boys look real good. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. A game. What a game that we saw. What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. What a game. What a kickoff to Big Noon Kickoff here for the college football season. That game being Colorado versus number 17 TCU. The Colorado Buffs and Coach Prime's debut as the head coach of CU, of the Buffs. They come away with a 45-42 upset win in a game that they were the underdogs by 20.5 points. Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders, Dylan Edwards, and the Colorado Buffaloes go down to Fort Worth. Go down to Fort Worth, Texas, and get the big win. Let me go ahead and show you just stat line by the Buffs and the Horned Frogs and tell you the storyline of the game. Storyline of the game is obviously Shedeur Sanders and his play, his poise in the pocket, being able to display his talents to the world in a large capacity, and Travis Hunter doing the exact same thing. These two guys, I've been on here for this channel. If you've been following my channel for over a year now, have said these two guys were pros. I said Travis is a top 10 pick, future top 10 pick, and Shedeur Sanders is right now. It's not about whether he can play in the NFL. It's about how high in the draft he wants to go. He is going to be able to 100% fully continue to raise his draft stock. And when you have games like this, 38-47, 510 yards, a school record, by the way, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This is how you work your way into the first round of the draft. This is how you do it. This is how you work your way into the first round of the draft. Now, don't get it twisted. Dylan Edwards had a lot to do with all these yards. Out of his 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them went to Dylan Edwards. 2 of them were short passes to Dylan, and he did all the work. But nonetheless, you have to make accurate passes. You have to make precise throws to be able to make some of the plays that he was able to make all throughout this game. You know, the number one question about Colorado, at least to me, I had no question about the skill level of Shedeur Sanders. I had no question about the skill level and the talent and whether he'd show up about a Travis Hunter. I had questions about the offensive line. Can they protect Shedeur? Because if they can protect Shedeur, they'll have a chance. If they can keep Shedeur upright, they'll have a chance because he's that talented. He's that good. He's going to make that many plays. As long as he has the chance to make plays, he's going to make plays. And the offensive line held up their end of the bargain. And this is what they got. 38-47, 510 yards, 4 touchdowns. The guy that I was surprised to get all the burn that he got, 13 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown, the first rushing touchdown for Colorado, was Mr. Savion Wilkerson. Mr. Savion, the transfer, multiple-time transfer, but came from Jackson State, came in and balled. Savion was a dog at JSU. He was the leading rusher. He was an all-SWAC guy. He came to Colorado late in the process. He originally was going to stay with JSU, missed all the spring with Colorado, decided after spring ball to transfer to Colorado to be with his former coach and quarterback. And he came in and balled. 13 carries, 45 yards, a touchdown, hard, tough nose running at the end, got the final first down to kind of, ice the game all the way. Savion Wilkerson. This receiving core is what you guys said it was. Let me repeat it. You guys told me this. I asked, who was he going to throw it to outside of Travis? I knew Travis was going to do his thing, but I said outside of Travis, who in this receiving core is going to step up? You guys told me, yo, They got dogs on the receiving core. I said, I just have to wait and see. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys over 100 yards receiving lets me know they got some dogs in that receiving core. Dylan Edwards was the most pleasant of surprises. That boy fast. That young man is fast, and he breaks tackles. He does not go down easily. His speed is a game changer. His speed and his big playability is a game changer because it keeps everybody honest. You miss one tackle on Dylan Edwards, the band is going to be playing because this man is a home run hitter. 75-yard touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown, home run hitter. 27 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns through the air, caught 3 touchdowns, ran for another one. He's a home run hitter. He is what can put that Colorado offense to the next level. Because what you're going to get from Travis, I don't think it's realistic. Let me be honest. I don't think it's realistic to expect. I might be going out on a limb here, but to expect Travis to get 119 yards receiving and catch an interception every single game. That's just unrealistic. That's just, as spectacular and as amazing as the young man is, 120 yards receiving and an interception on defense, you just can't expect that every week. What I can expect every week is Shedeur Sanders to continue to be accurate. What I can expect every week is those guys to continue to get better. And what I can expect every week is Dylan Edwards is always going to be a home run threat. And so as long as you have a home run threat like a Dylan Edwards, your offense can reach the next level. Your offense can continue to get better. Xavier Weaver, a guy I didn't know before this game, had a really nice game. Jimmy Horn Jr., a guy that y'all been telling me about, had a really good game. 11 catches, 117, and a big touchdown. The skill guys at Colorado looked really, really good. The offensive line they gave up, don't get it twisted. They gave up some sacks. They didn't look the best at times. The running lanes weren't the best at all times, but for overwhelming majority of the game, they played great as far as pass protection. They didn't have any bad penalties on the O-line. They had some penalties, a couple of false starts here and there, but no holding calls to negate big plays. No extracurricular activity penalties. And when you give Shedeur time, like they did for the most part today, they gave him plenty of time. 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, a school record in passing yards. Now, the defense, it left a lot to be desired. The defensive line, one thing I can say about the defensive line, though, they did not get pushed around. And when push came to shove, you're up 45-42, and TCU has the ball. You need one stop to win the game. They got to stop. You need one stop to go home 1-0 to pull off a 20-point upset. You guys were 20.5-point underdogs. One stop to pull off an upset. Being there, Vegas says you're 20.5-point underdogs. The defense got to stop. The stop that they needed. They gave up 42 points. They gave up, some big plays, big chunk plays, some bad tackling at times. 2 interceptions. And when you need a stop, when it matters the most, you get it. That's tough. That is something to build upon. You can say, hey, guys, albeit we did not look our best. We forced 2 turnovers, and when we needed a stop, we got it. That's something to build upon. And now going into next week, as bad as Nebraska looked, you could be looking at 2-0. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but after a hard-fought, emotional win like this, on the road, in Texas, in Fort Worth, to open the season with TCU, a future Big 12 opponent. You're in the Pac-12. You're moving to the Big 12. A future Big 12 opponent. You go on the road against that Big 12 opponent, sold-out stadium, 50,000 people there to see you lose. Your quarterback throws for 500 yards. Your two-way star does amazing things both ways, 100 yards receiving, an interception on defense. You have a freshman that breaks out to the world, Dylan Edwards, a 4-touchdown game. shows his electric speed and athleticism. He shows out. He's now a household name. Dylan Edwards. Everybody in the world that's gonna play Colorado is gonna circle number 3's name on the scouting report now. He's a household name. And you get a win in a game that you was, penciled in to lose by 20 points. Vegas don't build all those casinos for being wrong. A lot of people are wrong today. And now you give people tape to look at. You give people say, hey, they're not as small as we thought they were. They can't just get pushed around and bullied like we thought they were. A lot of people that were saying 2 and 3 and 4 win seasons. Got to rethink those 2 and 3, 2, 3, 4 win predictions. Got to rethink those predictions. I said 6 wins before the season. I even got to rethink that. As good as they look. Now, there's a flip side to that. Anytime you see a really good performance, especially from a team you don't expect to see a really good performance, versus a team you thought was better than what they showed first week, you got to look at it both ways. You'll have some people that will come out and say, not me, I'm not going to come out and say that, but some people will come out and say, TCU wasn't that good. Everybody was buying into the hype of TCU based off what they did last year. Everybody was buying into the hype of TCU based off what they, were last year. They had a Heisman Trophy finalist last year. They were in the national championship game last year. They made the college football playoff last year, not this year. And to that is very true. But at the same time, that don't take away the fact that Colorado was impressive. That don't take away the fact that we didn't expect, most people didn't expect that out of Colorado. I don't take that away. That don't take away the fact that Colorado looked well coached, looked disciplined, looked fast, looked very fast, was moving around very, very well. I don't take all of that stuff away. And those a lot of those guys that were backups at other places and played at FCS schools at other places, backups at Power 5 schools, starters, but coming from the FCS level or the HBCU level, whatever. Those guys look pretty good. The Savion Wilkersons of the world, Travis Hunters of the world, Shedeur Sanders of the world. All these guys played at HBCUs last year. They look pretty freaking good. And even Deion Jr. had to get in on that. This is what he tweeted. He said them HBCU/FCS boys look real good, don't they? The worst roster. That's a shot at Tom Luganbill. The worst roster in college football look real good, don't it? And it does. And they are gonna They gonna have these highlights, these clips circulating 24/7 up until their next game against Nebraska, which they hope to make some more highlights against. This is a big win for them, man. This was a big, big win in the debut of Coach Prime Deion Sanders at Colorado. It's exciting. Those fans next week in Boulder are going to be going crazy. This was a big win for him. This is a big win for that program. And they did it all while still having things that they can work on. I mean, like I said, the offensive line wasn't bad by any stretch of the matter, but they can improve. They gave up some tough sacks. That defense can improve a lot. Chandler Morris, I don't know how good he is, but he looked really good at times. He looked awful at times. The defense did give up 42 points. They did give up over 500 yards of offense. And so those are some things that they got to tighten up. But for a first game, for a team that the over-under win total for Vegas before the season, I want to say was like 3.5. For a team that most people didn't think, a lot of people don't think will win 4 games this entire season, to get the win number 1 in game number 1 on the road against a ranked opponent, whether how good TCU turns out to be or not, if they're really bad or last year was a fluke or whatever, it's a big win for the Buffs, man. It's a big win for Coach Prime. It's a big win for them. Big win for the Pac-12 or the last remaining of the Pac-12 that as it currently stands, because that's a ranked win. I think Colorado's first ranked win in a bunch of years. So it was the first they had the lead at halftime. It was the first time they had a lead going into halftime in 2 years. And then I think it's their first ranked win in like 10 years. It's a pretty good debut if you're Deion Sanders. Colorado wins 45-42 over TCU. Is TCU overhyped, or is Colorado really like that? I guess the rest of the season we will find out that answer. What I do know is that they are the kings of the day because they probably just had the game of the day in week 1 of college football. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe to the notification bell because we upload all the time. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. That is on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. The Buffs win, and they're 1-0 moving forward to start the season. A win over a ranked TCU team. Can they go 2-0 over Nebraska? Early indications to me is a hell yeah, they can. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.